This is pretty impressive. 200, how many, do we have any idea how many here tonight? We're counting still? Okay. This is one of our newest groups, and definitely one of the biggest, which is pretty amazing. Kind of the story of how this got going was, again, just a whole bunch of people who were fed up. They crossed their personal line and said it's time to go do something about it. And you get a relatively small group that did that, and a few weeks later they had their first meeting and blew away every attendance record that we'd had for any of our community groups. Pretty amazing stuff. Give yourselves a round of applause for that one. But it is tremendously inspiring to see so many people that have decided it's worth taking the time to get involved. I'm a good example of that, because I was that guy who was very interested in politics, very, very opinionated. I think my wife was very glad that I actually have other people to talk to about things now. But I was that guy. I paid attention, I was informed, I went and I voted, but I really didn't do much beyond that. And so back in February, after they passed the stimulus bill, I'd kind of crossed my personal line. And I said, I've got to go do something. And I looked around for something. And I was reading online, and there had been a few anti-stimulus rallies that had happened shortly after it had passed. And I said, okay, you know what? If they can do it out west, if they can do it in Mesa, Arizona, Seattle, Washington, Denver, Colorado, cities that are a lot more liberal than the Cincinnati area, we can do one here. So I went to the Fountain Square website, and I found a date that was open, March 15th, my wedding anniversary. And it was a Sunday afternoon, and we said, we're going to go ahead and do this rally. So I printed out the form, filled everything out, put my own credit card information on there, faxed it in, and then I called up my mother-in-law and father-in-law, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and said, come on over, help me plan this thing. And that was it. It was that easy. That night I sent an email to Steve Shabbat and said, hey, we're going to have this rally. It's against the stimulus. We're looking for someone who is fiscally conservative who can come speak on this. Would you be willing to come here and speak at this event? And at that point, he didn't know us from Adam. I mean, I could have been some crackpot. He had no idea who I was. The next morning, I'm at work, and at 8:45, I get a phone call. Hey, Mike, this is Steve Shabbat. And he said, I'd be glad to come speak. So he took a chance on us, and I'm fortunate for that, because we had instant credibility at that point.